we do not want the same situation as yesterday, but I can never seem to get this right. Oi! I think this is just going to have to do. Okay, that's just going to have to do for today. That's the best we can do. And it's all right. So, vocabulary wise, so we got aguaba, that comes from the word to produce water, to water, that would be aguar. You can make something more watery, can't you? Aguar. Like by adding water to it. I am freezing. And I've already got myself to blame because I've been eating ice again. Oh. Just a little ice, a little bit of heat. How's that for you? I think this is much better. So the first word is aguaba, which tells us that's the imperfect. So the word would be aguar, which is to water. So either to water something down by adding some water to it, or to dilute. I prefer the word to dilute. So aguar with the R would be to dilute something. Ooh, that's not a T, that's a L. To dilute. My writing is not spectacular today because I'm trying not to move this so you'll be able to see it properly. So to dilute or to ruin something, to spoil something. So I might spoil your fun. Voy a aguar tu fiesta, to spoil. So I do like that verb because it's one that we don't perhaps see a lot, especially at GCSE. So aguar is to dilute or to water something down. And aguaba, aba, is obviously the imperfect. So I watered down something, or I used to water it down. If you see it here, just give me the instructions and I will find it. Breo. Does anybody know what breo is? Breo. That's a new word, actually. Breo. I don't know if I know what breo means. Brea, yeah, but breo. Breo. Brea refers to tar or coal, something from coal. But breo, maybe the word brear, no me suena nada. Actually, no, to beat up. Brear, to beat up, is not a very popular one at all. So I'm not going to suggest you learn this one. Also means in some places to annoy someone. So to annoy or irritate someone. Not as common, but you might. Hello, Jose. ¿Cómo estás? Lovely to have you here. How's your day going? ¿Qué tal tu día? So yeah, I'm just going over them just to make sure you do know these words. It is a fantastic way to learn new vocabulary, and it just means that you're expanding your bank of words in Spanish. Estos libros no me gustan porque muchas veces tienen palabras que no son tan frecuentes, pero no pasa nada. So the next word we have is carrete. This could refer to reel, like reel in your camera. Reel, okay? Or even that you used to go fishing with. The reel that you go to fish with is carrete as well. Okay. If you find them, these words in this text here, these ones pertain to this box here, while these are the ones here. So, José, ¿qué tal tu día? ¿Qué estás haciendo? ¿Algo nuevo? ¿Algo divertido? The next one we have is fontana. 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 Anybody know what that refers to? It's quite literary. It's not so used, but it refers to a spring. What I don't like about these books, I just feel as though it's like really old Spanish. Movíamos, we used to move, from the verb mover in infinitive. The same. This has been written in the vosotros form to opt. Okay? And it's the future because it ends in a AR. We know that. You will opt. You guys will opt. Oh, so it's always such a joy to have you, Jose. 100%. To opt, parar, it's to stop. I love this, pepinillo. Okay, what we have this on our burgers, don't we? Pepinillo. Pepinillo refers to gherkin or pickle. In Britain, we say gherkin. So GHERKIN. Gherkin or pickle. It's the same thing. Rebatir. Again, the vosotros form. So we just look for rebatir. What's rebatir? You think of rebatir algo, it's that you take something off someone, don't you? You take it away from them. Rebatir. In English, we would say to refute or to ward someone off or something off. I would say refute, okay, or to refute. As I said, these are the most common words. Again, we have a word in the second person, and that's a subjunctive. What verb is this from? Did anybody recognize this? Definitely a subjunctive. Please look and see if you can find one for me in the text. If you find it, let me know. Ay, 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 ay. So, this comes from the verb regir, which means to govern. Okay, these words are really hard. I don't think that you will need these for GCSE Spanish, if I'm going to be honest with you. These books are fantastic just to brush up, but if you're revising for your GCSE, I don't recommend these. Some of these are going to be useful, and others I just think are not so used. So, aguaba, I've found here on the top line, aguaba, which means to water down or to ruin. If you find another one, please let me know. Breo. I do prefer these because I feel as though it's so much easier to find the words than in other, like the one we were doing yesterday was so incredibly hard. I did get quite annoyed after a while. No tenemos que ir en orden. He encontrado aguaba y rebatir. If there's something that you've found, do feel free to let me know, because pepinillo, which is a pickle or a gherkin. I love pepinillos, but I think I'm allergic to the acidity of it all. I always end up choking half to death. So I think it's something I should really stay away from. ¿Te gustan los pepinillos? ¿A ti te gustan los pepinillos? Es una pregunta. Do you like gherkins? Do you like pickles? Do let me know. Genuine question. Okay, next one. So we found 3 so far. Aguaba, pepinillo y rebatir. A ver, pon la dirección. If you've if you find one. So let's see. Vamos a ir en orden porque es que si no voy a empezar con breo. Breo. Remember I said breo comes from the word brear, which is to beat up. It's not a very popular word that you're going to see a lot, so I would not recommend that you put that on your word list. Carrete refers to your reel, so the reel in your camera, for instance. So you can write that down. It's one that's popular. If I'm making a point of saying don't write it down, you don't need to write it down because for your exam, it's absolutely not necessary at all because they're not common verbs. They're not high frequency verbs or words. If it's not high frequency, don't waste your time on it. That's my honest opinion. You already have enough to think about. Don't complicate your lives. It's just not worth it, is it? Okay. Carrete. ¿Dónde está carrete? Vamos a encontrar carrete. ¿Dónde está carrete? Si encuentras otra, give me a shout out. Okay. This is teamwork, people. Carrete. Aquí. C-A-R-R. No, one R. No, two R's. E-T-E. Carrete, which refers to a reel. Maybe it's a carrete de fotografías. Okay, carrete. Fontana refers to spring. If you find that, do give me a heads up and I will find that. Look at that. Fontana. With S or no? Fontana, spring. I'm actually doing quite well. The more I do these, the better I become. Yesterday, it took me forever to find any of the words, but it's also because I was holding the phone and that wasn't the wisest thing to do. If you find one, do put the indication in the chat so I'm able to find it quicker. To move, we used to move. Where can we find we used to move? Movíamos. Moví. Accent on the I, movíamos. ¿Dónde está? Movíamos. Ay, ay, ay. Uy. Here. M-O-V-I-A-M-O-S. We used to move. Brilliant. The next word we have is to opt or to choose something. To opt for some. Opt. ¿Dónde está esa palabra, por favor? ¿Dónde estás? You can buy these anywhere. And I mean, if you have Canva, you can even make these for yourselves. Get your partner to do them. There's so many fun things you can do to improve your vocabulary. You don't have to stick to just the notes you learn in class. Apply a little bit of initiative and practice. Parar, to stop. Parar. No voy a parar. I'm not going to stop. Parar. Another word for parar, for stop in Spanish, is detener. detenerse, to stop oneself, detener, to stop. Do try and think of synonyms because sometimes there are certain words that are used, their synonyms are used more than perhaps the word that you come across, especially with the high frequency words. Pepinho, So now the last one that we have to find in this category, this part of the text is this one, to govern. You govern who? And we've got it. R-I, right? R-I-G-I-E-R-A-S. We are on fire. Lo estamos haciendo genial. So well done. I have to say well done to me because I've done this all by myself. But perhaps you'll be able to help me with this part right here. Adan, which is a boy's name, Adam. Sure you knew that. I'm going to give you a chance, okay, to have a little look at the text and see if you can find any for me. We have perhaps 15 minutes because my next lesson is starting in 20 minutes. And so I do want to make sure that we finish this. Aliagar. Aliagar. ¿Qué significa aliagar in English? Aliagar. That's an interesting word. Aliagar. ¿Qué significa? If you know it, put it in the chat. Aliagar. What does aliagar mean? As I've mentioned, whenever there's a word that we don't use a lot, this is not necessary for your but it's not important because you don't need to know this at all. Not for Spanish, not for your Spanish. This word, I don't think I've ever seen that before. I know halagar, yeah, which is to flatter, or alargar, but aliagar, maybe that's an error. Or maybe it's aliaga. Aliaga without the R, which is a noun, and it refers to like a bush, gorse in English. So this, I'm going to say, you don't need to know this. It's unnecessary, especially for this exam. Aliaga refers to gorse, but we don't need to know that at all. It's not a GCSE word. It's unimportant, therefore we don't need to spend time on it. I don't love these books because I don't know where they're printed, but obviously there are lots of words that are just really dated. Dragan. No dragón, pero dragan. ¿Qué significa dragan? I don't think it exists. I think it's dragon. Or maybe it's a name of something. I don't think this exists in Spanish. I've never seen this word ever before. I've never seen it before. It is new. Fomentaba, I like the word fomentar. I think especially A-level students, you will need this word because it makes you sound just a little bit more informed, and it just means to promote something, like, or it encourages as well. Encourages is a good translation. Encourages, to encourage. I like that word, fomentaba. Gustativo, related to gusto, no? Gustativo, again, refers to taste. So we're just going to put taste here. And the place where you guys always see me when I'm at a beach is this. It has this in the name of the village, Torre de la Horadada, Horadados. I like that word. Horadado. Horadar is to pierce through, to perform, to bore through something, perforate. Okay, horadar, to pierce, pierced. Again, you don't need to know this word. It's not a necessary word. I don't like this page. I should have checked this page before I started doing it with you guys, because I don't think this is something that you absolutely, these words are important. They're not. Latha, I don't see it, but you could get the word lathar, which means to tie with a ribbon. Okay, so to tie with a ribbon. That could be useful at some point, but again, it's not absolutely necessary. Do you know, I'm not even going to go through this. I don't think this page is suitable for GCSE because I'm looking at them and I don't love them for you. So we're not going to find these because I don't feel as though, I feel as though they're not that important. Let's turn the page to, let's turn to this page that I think you will find of more useful for your exam. So things like administras. I'm going to just go over the words that you need to know. Endurecer, endurecería, to harden, it would harden. You would need to know that word. Mega is an English word. You probably should know that. You will. Luchas, referring to difficulties. Saludas. Realizar. Out of these pages, that page, PS comes from the verb pillar. These are probably the only ones you need to know. I'm not in love with those. I am not in love with those. Vamos a intentar. This is better. I like this better. Okay, I like this page more than the others. Why do I like them more? Because I feel as though these are more normal words that you would probably see in a typical text. So let's stick with these. Okay, ames from the verb amar, which is to love, censaran, which is to censor, to collaborate, dynamic, glossado. Is that to do with glossary? I don't know if it's to do with glossary. I think perhaps it's to do with glossary. Perhaps. Again, not important this. Huye, de huir, to run away, to flee, is good. Yeah, these, I think in general, you should know these. Recrudecer. Sepais is one of your keywords. Tabalear, not really, but I'm going to put if I put a dot next to it, you don't need to know it. All the others, you probably do need to know. Lingual, tampoco. Impias, tampoco. Tabalear, you don't need to know that. Moderar, you do need to know that. Mojar, which is to get wet, you will need to know that. Odios, maybe. Odio, desde luego que sí. Pedir, to ask for. Peleadores, definitely the verb pelear, you would know. Pusiesen, from the verb poner, you should know this. You should know that these are regular verbs that do come up. All of the others that, if I put a dot next to it, forget it. That doesn't mean you can't look for it in the text, but it's not necessary for you to learn them. Okay? Because for instance, tabalear is a word that you'll probably come across if you're reading a text or a story. And it's basically to rock back and forth. So what your granny does in her armchair, you don't need to know that. But if you find it, let me know. To rock back and forth. I don't think you need to learn this if you're doing the exam. Okay, you're not, that word might come up, it might not. Sepáis from the verb to know, you will need to know that. So that's key. You have your list of words that are high frequency words. No pasa nada. Recrudecer, por ejemplo, recrudecer is when something gets worse. I don't know how we would say to worsen. Yeah, to worsen. But I do feel that you would say empeorar more. So I wouldn't learn this word because you already know a word for worsen, which is empeorar. So I wouldn't learn that. I wouldn't write that one down. For all the others, knock yourself out. If you see one, give me a shout out, tell me where it is, and I will find it. Moderar is here. Ramiro, sí que hablo, ¿cómo estás? Estoy aquí intentando usar esta sopa de letras como herramienta para el examen de español que tienen mis alumnos. Así que, nada, aquí estamos. ¿Ayuda esto? Yo creo que un poco. Si te gusta hacer estas cosas, pues se aprovecha y se aprende unas palabras nuevas. Perfecto, ¿no? Digo yo. Siempre les digo a los chicos que tienen que encontrar modos divertidos para repasar el tema, ¿no? La asignatura. Si te gusta jugar con los juegos de estos online, pues eso, un poquito, a ver si lo podéis hacer en español. Everything is relevant, isn't it? Venga, ayudadme, por favor. He encontrado uno. If you can find any other, please let me know. Lamentaba. Lamentar is to when you start feeling sorry about it. I was sorry about it. Lamentaba. Okay, that's one. One done. Another one done. Mojarías, you would get wet. Mojarías, you would get wet. Of course, if you stand in the wet and rain, you would get wet. Logically, or you will get wet. Grammatically incorrect. Increíbles, incredible. Son unos libros increíbles. These books are incredible, incredible books. Absolutely. Remember, in English, you never put the S on the adjective. That's a Spanish thing. 100%. A slight difference is that sometimes we forget. A ver. ¿Qué más vamos a encontrar? me dais las instrucciones si encontráis algo que yo no veo. Just give me a shout out and say, look, line 1, line 2, third letter, the Y up the top. Me tenéis que dar las instrucciones si encontráis una que no encuentro yo, porque me está costando, ¿eh? Me está costando. ¿No te crees que esto es tan difícil, tan fácil? Me está resultando difícil. A ver, peleadores. He encontrado peleadores, chicos. Fighters. What are you, you fighters? I'm no fighter. Peleadores. There we go. Good job. Good job, me, because guys, you're not working so hard today, are you? Come on. Help me out. Are you having trouble finding the words? Because this is not, you can't see it? Let me know what it is. Because I feel as though I'm getting minimal help today. And I'm not feeling great. A ver. Is anybody finding any? No? Okay. Va a ser que no. Sometimes when your brain turns off, it refuses to find any more words. So, wake up, wake up. Where can we find another? Dinámico. Where's dinámico? Dinámico is right here. Dynamic. This is a very dynamic way to learn. Dynamic. Dinámico. Dinámico. Put the accent where it goes, child. Right. Then we have glosado. Glosado. And I did say we don't need to jot this word down because it's not one that we need for our exam at all. No necesitamos esa palabra en nuestro examen de español. Así que vamos a poner porque sí. Sepáis, you know, you plural, no, sepáis. Que sepáis que no vengáis. Okay, just so you know you're not coming. There we go. That's a good verb to know. Tabalear. Funny word, tabalear. What does it sound like? Tabalear, which means to rock back and forth, like you do on your granny's rocking chair. Tabalear. Me encanta cómo suena esa palabra. Tabalear. Es como muy descriptiva, ¿no? Tabalear. Greetings, Ana Boeles. ¿Cómo estás, corazón? ¿De dónde estás viendo? Tenemos 3 minutos. 3 minutos solo, porque me voy. Vienen los niños para la siguiente clase. Así que vamos a intentar por lo menos encontrar tabalear. Vamos, ¿lo podemos hacer? Sí, lo podemos hacer. ¿Por qué? Porque podemos, porque molamos, porque podemos, porque valemos, porque sí. A ver, tabalear. Porque somos unos maquinones. Sí, 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 sí. Molamos. ¿Molamos? Sí, chicos, molamos. Si preguntas a mis hijos van a decir, no, no, no molas. Pero sí, 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 molamos. A ver. Tab, 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 tab. Nadie me ayuda a encontrarlo. Venga, podemos hacer mejor que eso. Tabalear, 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 tabalear. Ahí. Tabalear. To rock. Do you know how impressed your teachers would be if you use that in an exam in a correct way, they'd be like, wow, has estado en España, ¿eh? O has estado en Latinoamérica, qué bien. 2 puntos. Que no, que a veces los chicos salen con unas palabras y decimos, wow, alguien ha estado leyendo, qué gusto. Vamos. We can do this. Pusiesen. Pusiesen. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. If you find it, give me the instruction. Pusiesen, 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 pusiesen. Pusiesen. Pusiesen actually sounds like a naughty word in English. Pusiesen means they put. Take your mind out of the gutter. Pusiesen, pusiesen, pusiesen. ¿Dónde está pusiesen? Nah. No, va a ser que no. Pusiesen. Por ahí tampoco. Ah, aquí. Pusiesen, they put. No, they put. Not in the past, but subjunctive. Si pusiesen más energía en su trabajo, sería mejor para todos. If they put more effort into their work, everyone would be better. Everything would be better. It would just be better. Good job. Pediréis. A ver, chicos. ¿Nos da un minuto? Nos da un minuto. Vamos. Pedir, which pedir is to ask. Pedir. Can we do this? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Let's go. P-E-D. 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 Ah, ¿lo podemos hacer? Lo podemos hacer. We can do it. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Can we do it? Yes, we can. ¿Ves? You just have to have a positive attitude. Pedir, to ask, you will ask. You guys will ask. Brilliant. Do we have time for another? This last one. Go on, audios. Look, we are on fire. Ah! Hate. Audio. We know that. Look at us. Can we do another one? Let's try. Obsequio. Wow. I can hear my students, so I don't think we're going to get to do much more. Lingual. Let's see if we could do lingual. Can we do lingual? Can we do lingual? We are on fire today. Lingual. Wow. Ah. The language genie is with us today. Lingual. Increíbles. Can we do increíbles? Try. Let's try increíbles. If we find this, like I know today is just a magnificent day. Increíbles. Can we find it? Can we find it? Can we find it? I'm probably talking too much to find it. Increíbles. Increíbles. Venga, chicos. Increíbles. 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 Can we find it? Oh, guys, what a letdown today. We've not finished it, but it's okay. Ah, increíbles. We'd found it already. So why is that not marked off as we'd already found that? So yeah, that is it for today. Thank you for joining. You were magnificent. Bye. See you soon.